First, they changed the definition of hate crime. Now, a hate crime, by the way, is that even a real category of crime? How is it different from a crime? But it is, apparently.
It's just his audience is just there for him to, in a slack-faced sort of way, say condescending things about incredibly common sense concepts. So is there a hate crime? Is it possible? But what does that even mean? Who knows? Well, I don't know, Tucker, you seem to think some things are hate crimes. He was talking about how the Fox News tree fire was an attack on Christianity.
He's very much like Michael Scott, like, well, I hated it. And that makes it a hate crime, apparently. But there is like differentiation between like what is a crime and what is a hate crime. It's a matter of intent, and it's a matter of the victim of the hate crime. So for him to pretend that he doesn't know is ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. And he says there, attacking the tree was an attack on Christianity. What are you talking about? You just explained to me that it's just a crime. The motivation behind it doesn't matter. It's just a murder, or it's just a rape. It's just a burning down of a church. It's not actually representing anything. There's nothing especially bad about any of this, according to Tucker Carlson, until, of course, it's an attack on a Christmas tree. And that's when he can finally work himself up into having an issue with it. But again, this isn't about them giving us an idea of their values, which are different than ours, but consistent. That we think hate crimes are bad and they don't. No, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they think they're real, sometimes they don't. It's all contingent. When that guy drove his vehicle into a crowd just a couple of weeks ago, despite any evidence whatsoever that it was some sort of race-based thing, the fact that he wasn't white and the victims were, to them, made it obviously a hate crime against white people. And the right-wing media spent all of the time from the crime till today, and probably off into the future, talking about how it's insane that the media doesn't get that this is a hate crime against white people. There's no evidence of it. And he literally drove it into a random group of people. He could have no idea who he was potentially going to hurt when he chose to do that. But that's obviously a hate crime, whereas Dylan Roof going into a black church and killing black people, knowing that that's who he's killing, come on, you're a weirdo if you think that that's a hate crime or if that's something that we should actually care about.
Their poor viewership must be so confused as to like, wait a minute, do we support the idea of hate crimes existing or do we not? They must be so confused when they just get such conflicting information from, the #1 news source.
No, I look, you are saying that because you're a reasonable person, but no, I don't think that they experience much cognitive dissonance. I think that they are very much Winston Smith in the closing pages of 1984. 2 + 2 equals, I don't know, whatever it needs to right now, and I'm perfectly content with that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.